Good morning, Thursday, November 6th. Let's get right into a little tarot card to start our day. It's for anybody who happens across this video, and I want to thank you for taking a few moments to hear me bring this message, whatever it is. So what is the message that we need to hear today, according to tarot? The Hierophant, the one word in tarot, that's Greek, and it means holy person or priest. It seems to be a point that I often hammer on, and I want to bring it to you this morning. We oftentimes feel lost, right? We don't know which way to head, and we feel overwhelmed by life and politics and family and just making it from day to day. You wouldn't really be watching this video unless you had a slight inclination of wanting to be spiritual. And what does that mean? You know, warning about air quotes coming up. What does it mean to be spiritual? Well, I think it means that we're on a path to help us to remember our own spirit. We can absolutely get closer to God or source or creation. We can get closer to our ancestors and our beloved dead. But to me, being spiritual means this. I want you to imagine that this little Herkimer diamond is a representation of your divine soul. When you're born and you become an incarnated human being, you start to get layered on. And what I mean by that is, you have a body and you have parents and you have a culture, and then you start to watch TV and start to go to school and start to be traumatized by whomever and betrayed by whomever. There's a lot of things that make a human, and it really comes down to our experiences, a little bit about what we're bringing to the table ourselves. But, at the age of 2, we all start to be programmed. We all start to be messed up. We get separated from the divine part of our spirit. And I think a spiritual path or practitioner worth their salt is always guiding a person back to the divine authority of their own heart. So, yesterday I talked about what do we do with regret, shame, and guilt. When we start to hold those parts of our lives in ways that we would want other people to, we start to touch base with this. I do believe the secret to life is the answer to the question, what would I tell my child? And when you ask yourself that question, whether you have a child or not, the answer you get comes from love, and that's what this is. Returning to that requires working through these layers. What did our parents teach us? How did they mess us up? What did school teach us? How did that mess us up? How did the trauma become a layer in this big callus over my soul? We work through it, we heal it, we learn about it, we learn to live with it, we get it out of our equation, and we do our best while we're here to return to the divine nature that we have. So while the Hierophant card can talk about religion and the Pope and priests and all of that, I think any of these guys, whether it is Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, what have you, is leading a person back to the divine nature of themselves. So this card to me is the priest, yes, but it's a reminder to me that we are ultimately our own priests, and we have immediate access to that divine nature. We just are taught to look in the opposite direction. So today, think about the divine nature of yours, and think about how nobody can take it from you. Nobody can give it to you. You were born with it. It gets covered up and muddled while we're here, but that's what we return to when we pass away. But nobody can take it away from you, and you can immediately access it by thinking about what you would tell somebody you love. I hope that helps you. All my love to you in this wild, crazy world. And to learn more about me, find my books, podcasts, meditations, all that stuff, please find me online at joshsimons.com.